Hey students, I wanted to show you something real quickly this morning. Now that you've gone a couple days of learning how to center, yesterday we learned how to cone a little bit. Some of you were actually able to cone for the first time. That's really good. I wanted to show you a centering trick that I found it on Instagram a couple years ago and it really works good. And so I like to use it, so I wanted to share it with you, okay? So let me show you. I've got my wheel turned on. I've got this piece of clay that I wedged really well. I'm pressed all the way up to my wheel. I'm gonna use this little black bat today. But what I'm gonna do is just make sure it's in kind of a nice ball. And then I'm just gonna smack it down in the middle. Then maneuver, your wheel's on. It's easier to just maneuver it and move it around with your hands first to get going. But I'm gonna do a check to see if I'm centered first, okay? This really does help because the better you do at centering right now, the easier it will be. Because if it's a little bit off kilter now, it's gonna be off kilter the whole entire time, okay? So I want you to remember that. So let me move my camera a little bit down. So what I'm gonna do is hit my wheel the very slowest speed that you can come up with. This is pretty slow. And then I'm just gonna rest my hand or my forearm on my leg like this, okay? And then I'm just gonna stick my finger out. Okay, and I'm just gonna see where it scrapes. So I'm gonna stop it. It scraped all the way around here. And here's a gap right there. That whole gap, my finger wasn't touching at all, okay? So that means that my clay needs to be bumped slightly. Here's the area that didn't touch. So that means my clay needs to be bumped slightly on the area where I scraped. So I'm gonna shove it over a tiny bit. I mean, not much, only like millimeters sometimes. So you're not like shoving it, you're just barely tapping it, okay? So now let's try very slowly. So I'm just gonna try it again. Let me just see where it scrapes. Aha, so now look, okay, it right here. Let me keep my finger right there while I stop it. I bumped it too much, okay? So right here, it wasn't scraping. So I'm just gonna bump it a little bit right here. Like one little tiny time. That's probably perfect, okay? So I'm just gonna hit my wheel again. That's too fast. That's a little bit too much. Okay, and I'm gonna try it again. And I'm gonna smooth it out first, or maybe I'll just go a different, I'm gonna put my finger below it, below that line so I can actually see what's going on. That's pretty good. Yeah, so I'm scraping all the way around now. Yay! Okay, so now I'm centered. Okay, now it would be time to bump it to half speed-ish. I'm gonna bump it a little bit more. This is probably, I don't know, that's a little bit slow. I would go a little bit faster. Okay, that's about half speed, okay? And then I get my water. I'm not gonna throw for you right now, but I obviously don't have water and everything. I just wanted to show you this little centering trick.